In this video, we will learn about needs assessment, a fundamental step in the program design process. Without it, training may address the wrong content or the wrong people, or it may fail to reach the organization's goals. Before we develop a training program, we start with needs assessment to determine if training is even necessary. Remember, not all problems can be solved with training. In fact, most organizational issues will require several different interventions, training being just one of them. If it turns out that training is necessary, the needs assessment process can also help us identify the specific needs that need to be addressed. If we are in a time crunch, a rapid needs assessment might be more appropriate. This process combines some steps or completes some of them simultaneously to save time and money without sacrificing quality. The training project in this course requires you to conduct something similar to a rapid needs assessment. Regardless of whether we use the traditional approach or the rapid approach, we need to identify the outcomes that we are expecting before we collect data so that we can choose the most appropriate data collection methods for our situation. Examples of outcomes of a needs assessment include who needs to learn, what do they need to learn, and what is the best way to teach them how to do this. The needs assessment process is actually 3 processes in one. It starts with organization analysis, and if training is necessary, continues with person analysis and task analysis. Through organization analysis, we determine if training is necessary by considering the business strategy, the support that top leaders and managers provide for training, and the resources that are available for training, resources including time, money, expertise, and so on. Person analysis tries to identify the cause of performance deficiencies and determine whether training could improve them, could improve the deficiencies. We would also determine through person analysis who needs training and whether they are ready for it, whether they have the basic prerequisites, whether they are motivated to learn. Task analysis helps us identify relevant training content and progress to the design phase of program development. Just like with any other organizational initiative, we need to make sure that we are including multiple perspectives in the analysis process. We can't look at training and development through just our lens. We need to see it through other stakeholders' eyes. Stakeholders are any and all people who have an interest in something and are crucial to its success. In the context of training and development, that something is training or development. Here are a few examples of key stakeholders and the outcomes they help us address. Top leaders need to know their companies and industries really well enough to be able to anticipate training needs and then align those needs with the business strategy. Their job is to ensure that training and development provides a return on the company's investment. If a company invests several $100,000 in a training program, the idea is that training program provides a return of at least several $100,000 and then some. Mid-level managers are often the ones who decide how much money to devote to training in their unit or department. And they decide who and what to train. Trainers, instructional designers, and sometimes entry-level managers are responsible for aligning individual training programs with the overall business strategy. They decide whether training should be developed in-house or outsourced. They decide what training content to focus on, what methods to use to deliver the content, and they are responsible for assessing the level of support that exists in the trainee's work environment. Once the trainees leave the training situation, what is the environment like, and how can transfer of training be supported? Employees are primarily responsible for getting ready for training, for preparing for training, by assessing their own training needs and their readiness to learn. Subject matter experts, SMEs, know a lot about a specific topic or job, and they can more easily identify training needs because they are experts. They are especially important when we do not have a lot of information, when we are not well-versed in the topic or the job. By collecting information from multiple sources and from multiple levels, we can ensure that any investments in training produce a positive return. When companies skip the needs assessment process, they essentially put their investment in training at risk. Unfortunately, when they do this, some of these situations may occur. Training cannot solve every problem. Some problems cannot be addressed by even the best training programs. Pressure points like poor performance and customer dissatisfaction do not automatically mean that training is needed and that training can solve the issue. Other HR activities may be better suited to address some issues. Training may focus on the wrong content, be based around inappropriate objectives and outcomes. It may use the wrong training methods. Not that there is a right or wrong approach, but we have to carefully match the features of a training program to the needs of the organization. Trainees may not have the right KSAOs. They may not be prepared for training. They may not even be motivated to show up. We could plan a wonderful training event and no one shows up because we did not take the time to motivate them, communicate with them, get them excited about attending this training program. And finally, training may not deliver the expected results, and the entire investment may have been a waste of money and time. You can see how important the needs assessment process is, but too many companies skip this step. Don't be one of those companies. Make sure you conduct a needs assessment before you design any training program, even if that program is part of an existing curriculum.